This is one of the worst video games I've ever played. Mafia the Definitive Edition. It's one of the hardest free monthly games for PlayStation. And I'm trying to test each one, give them at least 2 hours of play so I can say who's going to be interested in the game and who is going to have a good time with them. And I can say that I don't think any people should play this game. This is the type of response that the plotizers should get from this game.
One day I'm gonna cut your brake line, asshole.
Jesus, he turned into fucking Gollum instantly.
It fails in essentially every single aspect. It's supposed to be an extremely story-emphasized game about the mobster lifestyle in the 1930s as the Great Depression had got into its swing. It's very clearly trying to rely on its story because the gameplay is extremely simple and dumbed down. And through these opening movie-style credits that look pretty solid, you might think that you're in for a good, compelling story. The game doesn't look this good though.
Oh boy, you look like shit.
There's absolutely no originality expressed in the storyline. It's just kind of like, secondhand reenactments of typical mobster normoos that you've seen through any of the classic movies of this groupory. But now in this game, you get to see it with the characters' lips not syncing up.
We'll talk about what's next.
Oh.
Excellent.
His face totally moved when he was kissing there, too. Oh.
Along with horrific voice acting and extremely poor character models and facial expressions. Even the damn main character isn't original at all. He looks like a cross of Norman Bates from Psycho and Adam Levine from Maroon 5. I was stunned at how uninteresting the start of the game was, but realized it was just a reflection of its entirety. The main character, a taxi driver named Tommy, gets thrust into a situation where he has to be a getaway driver for a couple Italian mob goons. Instantly, you can see the incompetent pacing of this game and how everything's almost just like an outline with no thought or detail put into any of it. As Tommy gets put into this pressure-intense scenario, 20 seconds in, he's already trying to pull off crazy maneuvers to try to lose everyone.
Great.
Hold tight. I'm gonna try something.
Like he's known these people for 20 years. And as he attempts to do this challenging swerve, of course the game takes control away from the player, which is something they would do throughout the game, making it so the player really only does the mundane, and it feels like the game is coddling you, which is absurd. It's rated M, which must stand for mostly driving. This is almost the entire game.
Well, what are you waiting for?
And it's a terrible driving experience too. I mean, it's the 1930s, so it's not like your cars are gonna handle amazingly or feel great. Additionally, the CPU behaviors of both vehicles and pedestrians are completely off, so none of the interactions while driving feel good or natural. Also, for it being a depression, a period where public transportation is usually completely dampened, these things seem to be running absolutely non-stop. And additionally, the game is extremely buggy, does not have any polish to it.
How did that... It like bounced off? Oh my god. And how is he missing this?
Whole block heard that.
Oh my god, this game is so bad.
And the police response time in the 1930s is genuinely immediate.
Reports of burning vehicles and gunfire in North Park.
When was there fucking gunfire?
Straight through the gate. We gotta get out of here before the bull show.
Don't let him get away!
Drive.
Come back, you bastards!
I came fast like 911 in white neighborhoods.
And it's hilarious that this is the definitive edition because the amount of LOD pops in this game are unbelievable. LOD meaning level of detail. Essentially at different ranges, the detail on an object will change or just completely swoosh. This style of bug is one of the most frequent things for plotizers to ignore and not fix, but when it is this ever-present and is also on certain objects at a global scale where it happens with every single one, such as these stop sign kind of replacement things at intersections, it becomes a large distraction and really takes you out of the game, which is a horrible thing for something that completely relies on its story. The control decisions weren't very good.
Why the fuck circle?
Triangle for climbing is just not ideal. And it's comical to me that even in the environment where you're learning that control, it really does not even function smoothly in that environment. This game also seems to have like no sense or consistency and really loves to contradict itself.
Come on. over here. You gotta sneak in and wreck the cars. Send a message. Key. Go quiet. You know how to go quiet, right? Yeah, like that. He's got his main guy.
You know how to go quiet, right? Like that. Let me talk about it in my horrific voice that is probably killing every dog nearby.
I'm real good at distracting. It's my best thing.
It's my best thing. What's the point of sneaking if I knock over a bunch of boxes and they don't give a fuck?
Does a lot of awkward things like setting up timers when someone says
Art gallery. Get me there quick.
which then translate to, okay, you have to drive insanely fast and break every law to get to a point.
You just drove straight over that pool.
Yo! How fucking fast do they want me to drive, bruh?
Art gallery. Get me there quick.
I have to not obey the laws.
Quick I can do.
A hell of a lot faster. Wait, they had me
Taking some
starting
time out.
facing
What's
the
the deal?
wrong direction
Not
out of the
much.
checkpoint? Are you kidding me?
But then in the situation where a bunch of goons are beating information out of one of your buddies and then your other one is bleeding out next to your car, you have all the time in the world to do whatever you want as enemies that knew you were there decide to let you go and become as clueless as possible and not be involved in the interrogation or guarding it or just protecting or doing anything.
You ever carried a rat?
Shot him at the fair a couple of times.
Right. That don't count.
You telling me that... Okay, so I'm reloading while driving on the first day that I've had a gun. I have infinite ammo now. Am I supposed to... Okay. I don't have to aim while I'm shooting this pistol.
And it's really, truly just driving.
Yeah. Seems like it's not too hard.
Okay, there it is. Finally.
Hey, here, drive another vehicle that sucks to drive. Don't you love this game?
You drive, and you drive, and you drive. Eventually you have to race.
You want something to happen to the driver?
If he drops out or disappears now, none of our wagers will stand. Everyone will cry foul, say the race is fixed.
Now, driver, some of Morello's guys roughed him up pretty good last night. You're going to race for him.
Wait, what?
And then the laws of physics just completely evaporate during that one. It's also gonna take like 6+ minutes with no checkpoints and you gotta get first or you're screwed. And I sure as hell hope that you haven't played a racing game before because you're gonna think this is a shortcut like it would be in any racing game ever. You fade out a side road showing it's a shortcut on the minimap. Every racing game to ever exist.
What?
A complete disaster of a video game in every single facet. 2K did it again, but this is a different type of bad. Don't touch it. Move on. I was counting down the minutes to get to my 2-hour minimum here. Oh boy!
Also, triangle decline is some dog shit. That's how much health I lose from a bullet? Bruh. Am I fucking Batman?